unboxing the iPhone 14 Pro Max in space black with 256 gigabytes of storage. Let's get started. Yeah, check out the iPhone 14 series link below on Apple's website. Subscribe, leave a like on this video, and comment. Let me know if you picked up any of the new iPhones or you're planning to pick one of them up, or what phone you're using now. Yeah, let's get started. Alrighty, so let's talk about some specs. So this ceramic shield front glass, textured matte glass back, as well as stainless steel sides, and it's IP68 splash, dust, and water resistant. It comes in space black, silver, gold, or deep purple, and it's available in 128, 256, 512, and 1TB storage options, and unlocked from Apple directly. 128 is 1,549 Canadian, 256 is 1,699, 512 is 1,969, 1TB is 2,239. But I would say also, if you Best Buy near you, check them out. They're not sponsoring this video, but that's where I got this from. I got a really good deal, got a whole bunch of gift cards. I had a loyalty offer that they told me about, so definitely check out Best Buy. Yeah, if you want to check out this phone, I'll have that link down below as well. And then the display on this one is a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. Yeah, and then the resolution on the display is 2706 by 1290, and that's 468 pixels per inch. And then it's got the dynamic island pill-shaped camera cutout, which we'll talk about. Also has an always-on display and ProMotion technology with adaptive refresh rates up to 120 Hz. HDR display as well, true tone with wide P3 color gamut, haptic touch for the obviously vibration and that sort of thing, and interacting with the system. 1000 nits is the typical max brightness, 1600 nits is the peak brightness if you're watching HDR content, and 2000 nits is the peak outdoor brightness. It's also got a fingerprint resistant oleophobic coating on the display, so should minimize fingerprints. And then it's got the A16 Bionic chip. And the rear cameras, there's 3 of them, so it's the 48 megapixel main camera, f1.78 aperture with optical image stabilization, and then the ultra wide is a 12 megapixel at f2.2 with 120 degree field of view. And then the telephoto is 12 megapixels at 3 times optical zoom, 77 millimeter equivalent focal length with f2.8 with optical image stabilization. And then it's a sapphire crystal lens cover, so to minimize scratching on the camera lenses, which is always nice to see. It's got a adaptive true tone flash, portrait mode with advanced bokeh and depth control, as well as 6 different portrait lighting effects with night mode and night mode portraits, and with the panorama up to 63 megapixels with photographic styles, which we'll talk about. But it's basically like a sort of photo filter system, kind of, but more useful than just adding a filter. Also with macro photography, Apple Pro RAW, and then for videos, you can record up to 4K at 24 FPS, 25, 30, or 60, and 1080p HD video recording, cinematic mode up to 4K HDR at 30 FPS, which is improved from 1080p on the iPhone 13. And if you've seen my Kendrick Lamar vlog or my WWE Monday Night Raw vlog, I shot those on the iPhone 13, mostly with cinematic mode at 1080p. So definitely be testing that out. They also have a new feature called Action Mode, which crops in the image to improve the stabilization. And from what I've seen so far, it looks like it's pretty substantial. And then HDR video recording with Dolby Vision up to 4K at 60 FPS, with ProRes video recording up to 4K at 30 FPS. But with that, you have to have at least the 256 gigabyte option. The ProRes is 1080 at 30 FPS if you have the 128 gigabyte 14 Pro or Pro Max. Macro video recording as well, including slow-mo and time-lapse. Slow-mo video support for 1080p at 120 FPS or 240 FPS. And then the selfie camera now has autofocus. It's 12 megapixels with f1.9 aperture, with a retina flash as well, with Deep Fusion, Smart HDR4, portrait mode and portrait lighting, different photographic styles, Apple Pro RAW, 4K video recording at 24, 25, 30, or 60 FPS. And then ProRes recording as well on the selfie camera, which is pretty cool. It's also has Face ID, like last year's phones, which is enabled by the True Depth sensor. You can also use Apple Pay, so obviously you can pay with your iPhone using Face ID and store it within apps and on the web. There's also some new safety features like emergency SOS via satellite, which is pretty cool. Basically with that, it helps you pinpoint a satellite if you're in an emergency and don't have any cell signal. It also has crash detection, which uses a bunch of the different sensors, microphone, gyroscope, accelerometer to determine if you've been in a crash, which is pretty cool. Good to have that. obviously 5G compatible, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.3 with NFC. Battery life, it says video playback for a streamed video is up to 25 hours. If you download a video, it's up to 29 hours. Audio playback up to 95 hours, and it's fast charge capable, up to 50% charge in around 30 minutes with a 20-watt adapter or higher. I'll talk about some of those adapters in my next video, which is going to be an iPhone 14 Pro Max, 14 Pro accessories video, so stay tuned for that. And subscribe if you haven't already. It's obviously got a built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery with MagSafe wireless charging up to 15 watts, as well as normal Qi wireless charging. The sensors it has, Face ID, LiDAR scanner, barometer, high dynamic range gyroscope, high G accelerometer, proximity sensor, and dual ambient light sensors. It's running iOS 16 out of the box. Next, let's unbox this and check out the interface. Alright, so this is the box that you get. This year, all the new iPhones have a white box, whereas last year and the year before it was a black box for the Pro series and a white box for the standard series. So interesting that they went with the same box for both. Yeah, nice thin box. Obviously nothing in the box really besides the charger, but when you open it up, you get the iPhone first. I have it in space black. Back to the side for now. And then you get designed by Apple in California. And with that, you get the SIM ejector tool, because I'm in Canada and we still have the normal SIM tray on the new phones. In the US, it's only eSIM, which I'm not quite sure why they did it only in the US. I feel like they should have just left it, but I guess Apple has their reasons. Yeah, so in the US, you only have eSIM, whereas in Canada and other countries, you can use eSIM or a regular SIM like you're used to, which is nice. And you got the little instructions, nothing crazy, standard. And then you've got some safety instructions, and you have a singular white Apple sticker. Paper feels different, a little heavier, interesting. And then, yeah, like I said, you've got the SIM ejection tool there, pretty standard, no big deal. And then you have a short USB-C to lightning charging cable in the box. You just pop open like that, pretty standard. I probably won't use this because I have a whole bunch of other cables, which I will talk about in my accessories video. One that I will recommend right now is Anchor. This one's really good. It's a 6-foot braided USB-C to lightning cable. I'll have this link down below. Definitely recommend that one. Yeah, with that in the box, you do get a short cable from Apple as well to get you started. But I would say definitely check out some other options that are going to be better quality, longer lasting, more durable, that sort of thing. Yeah, so that's what you get in the box. You get the cable, you get the instructions, the SIM ejection tool, and the phone itself. Next, I'm going to set it up, and then we'll talk about the phone. One more thing I forgot to mention. This phone took me a little while to set up, just because there was some issue where it didn't transfer the apps over. It's doing it now, thankfully, but I took a little bit of figuring out, so I had to restart the Pro Max, but it's working now. It's moving all my apps over. Yeah, let's check out the phone. Alrighty, so I'm back. Let's talk about the iPhone. So in a second, I'm going to switch over to a different angle and talk about the buttons on the device, and also walk through the OS and test the speakers and the display and experiment with the dynamic island, as well as setting up and checking out the always on display, and then test the cameras and walk through the camera app. Yeah, let's switch over and do that now. Alrighty, so here we go. Here's the phone. That's the always on display to start. So you got my other phone, the 12 Pro, recording this. Yeah, and then this is what the lock screen looks like. You can obviously switch it up. This side, the left side, you've got the volume up and down, along with the mute switch. And then on the bottom, you've got your lightning port, and then your speaker and microphone. On the other side, you've got the sleep wake button. Also on that side is the SIM card slot. So like I said, the other countries still have the SIM card slot on the new phones. The US is the only one that doesn't. Yeah, so we still thankfully have it. There's the dynamic island, you can see there. Changes when you unlock the phone. There we go, pretty fast. And this is the home screen. I'll do a full what's on my iPhone video at some point soon. Yeah, and the other stereo speaker up here, along with the Face ID, True Depth sensors, and the camera. right there as well. Yeah, that's what the OS looks like. Just setting up my my widgets and all that sort of stuff, but pretty standard standard iPhone experience. But you can do stuff like different stuff with the dynamic island, which we'll talk about. See if I have an app. There we go. Yeah, voice memos. So yeah, continue. So you can do hit record, and it pops up right there. You can press and hold to see the wavelength, and also stop the recording. Yes, that's that. And you can also do like say music player, for example. I don't know if Spotify's logged in. Yeah, pair my watch afterwards. Okay, Spotify's not downloaded. See if I have anything on Apple Music, iTunes, library. There we go. Yeah, we got Tom McDonald. Why not? Test these speakers out as well. Max volume, stereo. It's crazy how loud these speakers are. Yeah, but say you're playing music and you exit. You can see it's got the music controls up here. So you can press and hold to go into the app, press to go into the app, or press and hold for skip or reverse tracks. Again, back into the app, which is pretty cool. There are some other things that you can do as well, which I'll show you. I'll save for the full review. Yeah, and then so yeah, like I said, that's the always on display, which is fully customizable. And then let's check out the camera app. Photographic styles. So you can do. So these are the different photographic styles that I mentioned. So standard, rich contrast, darker shadows, richer colors, and stronger contrast create a dramatic look. Vibrant, wonderfully bright and vivid colors create a brilliant yet natural look. Golden undertones create a warm look. Cool style. I'll probably just leave it on standard. Yeah, we'll use that. And then say, so we got the iPhone box here. There we go. And then say I've got a plant right here. Bring this in. Doing this from behind the camera, so it's a little tough. There we go. That's how that looks. Nice and detailed. You can see how the dynamic island looks with the like as you zoom in. Yeah, so that's the camera, the main camera, and you also have time lapse, which is pretty cool. Move this plant back. You got slow mo, cinematic, normal video, photo, portrait with natural light, studio light, contour, stage light mono, and high key light. So all the different portrait modes, and then panorama as well with the ultra wide, the standard, 2x zoom, or 3x. I'll test all this stuff out and include some camera samples in this video. Yeah, it's kind of a basic walkthrough of the phone. Let's I'll show you some camera samples and then we'll wrap up this video. Alrighty, so yeah, it's my unboxing and first impressions of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Stay tuned for a full review coming soon. Follow me on Instagram for more camera samples, as well as the ones that I just showed you. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like on this video. Comment down below if you picked up one of the new iPhones, or if you plan to pick up one, or if you don't, and what phone you're rocking now. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be back for more soon. Peace.